Hello and welcome back to Ballistic Bricks. Today is our most different video on the channel yet. As you can see, I'm traveling today and it's not like anything I've done before. Normally we focus on the Lego City or we focus on building modulars and stuff like that. But today, I thought I'd do some traveling and go look for some Lego instead for once. So I've took the train and got myself down to London in this video. I've got an exciting day ahead. My plan is to go to the Lego shop at Covent Garden and look at the Art of the Brick exhibit at Brick Lane, which I've seen a few bits online about, but it just really interested me. So, but before that, we stopped in the Nike store. You might know I'm a bit of a Tottenham fan from the shirts I wear in my videos. So I looked over in that section. However, they didn't actually sell any Tottenham stuff, which is never ideal. If you look over here, just got nothing. Just completely disappointed. We've just got this one hologram. Unbelievable. Then I went to the NBA store. My boy Scotty Barnes was representing big time. My Raptors fan, so always pleased to see a bit of representation for the Raptors. Walked through Chinatown actually to get to Covent Garden, and it's just crazy. London is so gorgeous, especially this time of year. Like, I went on a nice day, so it's just nice to see it busy, and it's actually cup final day as well for the FA Cup, so even more busy. And we finally got to the Lego store, and it's exciting. Recently, I've managed to go to the Lego store in not Madison Square Garden, in Fifth Avenue at New York, and that was crazy. I made a lot of purchases that day, so having the chance to go to this one as well, which is quite big, double floors, was really cool. Now they're heavily focusing on space at the moment in the Lego stores, really trying to sell their new space theme that they've been focusing on this year, which was interesting. It was nice to see. I'm not as interested in it personally, but it was still like nice to see them really going for something for a change. And it's nice to see how each Lego store is really individualized. Here we've had as you can see, James Bond stuff, but there's a lot of Harry Potter focus and London themed Lego lines. Meanwhile, in not Madison, why do I keep saying Madison Square? In Fifth Avenue, New York, there was a lot more like Friends, more focusing on the superheroes who live in New York, like Spider Man. But I don't know if anyone has ever noticed this. There's a lot of Spider Man in like every Lego store, probably because he sells so much. Here's me looking absolutely awkward as hell, uh, posing for the video. But yeah, we've got a lot of Harry Potter stuff going on here, which I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I'm not gonna lie. It's not something I've ever been too interested in. So seeing this isn't exciting. Like Gringotts Bank, I've been to the Universal exhibit that they have, and it was really cool. But again, I'm not the biggest fan. But yeah, I really like what they did here actually with the like Lego thing, having it actually something you could walk into. Like it's a lot of space to just waste up in the store, but still cool. This dragon kind of annoyed me because he wasn't fully bought out of Lego. And there we go. There's a Spider-Man to talk about. I feel like when I went to the Florida one in Disney, they also had a Spider-Man just hanging about. I saw the Avengers Tower for the first time in person here, the modular that I've been eyeing up for so long, and this just made me want to buy it even more. It was just, I love it so much. It's such an incredible set. It would look amazing in the city, but the price is a lot. And I know you can get fakes, but I don't know if I'm too excited to get a fake for such a influential set like the Avengers Tower. Anyway, yeah, so upstairs we've got a few more models of like Lego sculptures, which was nice to see. And it was also really nice to see some of these, like the actual displays, where you can just look at the sets because it's something that you don't really get to do uh, often before you buy sets, unless like obviously you look online, but it's not the same. Seeing things in person really puts a good perspective on it to know if it's the kind of thing that you actually want to buy. Like Disney Castle here from in front looked so much more incredible than I could have imagined. But from the back, it all being open, I was a little bit more disappointed. But it's still a really nice set. I loved seeing this set and the fact that they have this magnifying glass right in front of it. I've it's a really clever way to actually display a set because it shows all the detail. Now I saw this and I swear down I've never seen this Lego set ever. If anyone knows what set this is, please let me know. There wasn't even like selling it in the store, so I just didn't know it was old. And yeah, seeing the museum as well, I really want to grab that set. Love the new modulars, and here's the jazz club as well. I just love the look of all of them, like all the modulars that are new. I've not bought them yet on like AliExpress because I don't know if it's morally right while they're still out. That's why been my big argument so far. But I still kind of want to pick them up. You can basically buy the Natural History Museum, the Jazz Club, and the Avengers Tower for like the same price as like one actual modular. Anyway, they had all this space stuff set up, obviously, for their space line. So we were playing about with some of that, and I mean, we didn't really figure it out. It was a little bit confusing. I'm sure someone a lot smarter than me probably cracked the code on this one. But yeah, me and my sister here were a bit clueless when it came to this ordeal. But then I did something really sneaky. I actually stole a sticker. So at least I got something from the Lego store when I was there. Spoiler alert, I made no big purchases this time. When I was in New York, I wiped myself out of about 200 quid buying the Statue of Liberty and various stuff like that. Oh, here's some Animal Crossing stuff. I was really wanting to buy the Animal Crossing stuff, but seeing it in person was a bit of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie. But that was not a letdown. That Bowser set is incredible. Looks so cool. I was tempted to make a few minifigures, but three for £7 is quite a lot, and I knew I was not going to pick up any pieces today because I don't really know what the city needs yet. So it's hard for me to go in and like grab something that I know I really want. But yeah, the whole Lego store was like it was amazing to see. I love like the atmosphere of a Lego store. But we did finish up there after looking through some of that with no purchase made, unfortunately. And then got through London a bit more just to get to the Art of the Brick. Now, we do get there nice and smoothly in the video, but we actually went to the complete wrong place. We went to the wrong side of London. We were near the Shard. Brick Lane is nowhere near the Shard. So we're actually an hour late to our booked time, which was very stressful. But luckily, the guys there really understanding, let us through anyway, and means it didn't ruin our day at all, which was really nice. I really like this. This is a little factoid sign about the guy who made all the art of the brick stuff, and it all started here on this TV where they basically count you down to go into a room and watch a video on the sculptor, the artist, the guy behind the art of the brick, who you can see in this video how talented he is. There's a whole video here about his story basically, which I will be showing more of. I think I'm going to upload a separate video on the whole uncut version of the museum if people are interested in that. But yeah, the whole museum was like an amazing experience. It's something that you don't really know that you need, but when you go there, it's like it was incredible. Seeing all like the art, but in such a Lego way is interesting because I've always been interested in art, but not in a major sophisticated way. And art can be quite alienating at times, I found, like going to some of the bigger museums in London. You can't always get behind everything, and sometimes you do feel like you're missing something and you're not understanding something. And obviously, one of the best parts about going to Lego stores is seeing the Lego sculptures. Like, I know people love, and I've always loved this, when I would go to Disney World in Florida, all the sculptures inside and outside the store just make it a whole experience that is unforgettable rather than what's actually being sold in the store. So, a whole museum of just that is incredible, and it's such a welcoming way to like interpret art. It was really an incredible experience where I've never experienced anything like this. Like I keep saying the same thing over and over again. but all the pieces were individual, really thought of, and like the way they were presented was so clever. Like I guess it's something you don't really think about when it comes to art. You know, the art is one thing, and then but how it's actually put up is another thing, if that makes sense. So like here, that the way they use light to show everything, like here it's quite bright on the sun, and it just really like made the experience so much better. I was really happy with this room as well. It was all about like swimming. It's only this one sculpture, but like I loved the way a lot of the sculptures used like having bricks just laid out. You can see that perfectly here. This is probably the highlight of the museum. It's the poster child of all the work. But this work is just incredible. I mean, you can see all the bricks that are just laying there with no particular order or anything like that. And there was like signs next to each one. So again, you can see that there, which I could show more in another video if I released the whole uncut version. But it basically said how much bricks was in each piece and a bit of like description to what it meant. And it was nice. It was nice in that way where some art is an expressionist, and I think here, you could choose it to be expressionist, but then the artist almost gave his take, but it wasn't a take where he was like, this is the right version, and you must only think of it this way. It was a way that was welcoming and maybe gave a bit more insight while not telling you what to think of his art specifically, which was really nice. And I really enjoyed that difference in museum. But all the rooms were like about different things. I think we're in human expressions here, which I mean was a really interesting room. It was very colourful, and I just loved like the whole experience. I've said that so much, but it was just it's one of those where like the video doesn't do it justice. Seeing everything in person was like incredible. This was another one of my favorites that was there. And it's just you don't know exactly what it means, but they just look amazing, and you could tell how much precision has been put into each and every build in a ridiculous way. And I think sometimes I get caught up in the channel trying to upload videos every week, trying to make great content for you guys, and you kind of forget that all the sets like that Lego make are just recommendations. Lego is such a creative tool and item, and you can really just use any of it. I mean, this is a self-portrait, and I realized I'd love to have a self-portrait. I kind of forget about all other Lego sets when it comes to city building. I want to have a great city that I love. But like having a self-portrait would be amazing. I know Miles Turner, the NBA player, has one of him dunking that he built, and something like that would be an incredible bit of artwork to have in the Lego room. This was a really nice quote that I read, and I just knew I had to keep that in the video. Just so meaningful. This ham was interesting. It looks really cool from this way, but looking at the fingernails kind of threw me off. I was surprised about their inclusion. I just thought it was quite funny compared to everything else. I guess fingernails don't always look the best. I mean, maybe they look okay, but I thought they looked a little bit out of place and not maybe necessarily needed, even though factually is correct. The following room is human condition, and this was like my favorite room, I'd probably say. In general, even though my favorite pieces specifically were in this room, the whole room was at a high standard that was just crazy to witness. There was also a video in this room of the creation of some of the pieces, which was really cool to see. I'm not really doing any research, but I'd love that for there to be some like YouTube material of him actually building this stuff, because it's really interesting. Like how he's got so much of this out is so impressive, and just the way everything's been built is like you're just in awe the whole time you go around at like the detail put into every single one. But yeah, like I was touching on before, I'll just let you enjoy this while I ramble on about the channel. I do really love the channel, but sometimes it does get stressful. You get in the own, you kind of force yourself to build sometimes, and you forget why Lego is such an important tool, which is so creative, it's such a stress reliever, and making the channel, trying to get out a video every week, you feel like you get into a set rhythm, which is okay, but you don't just get to build sometimes for the fun of it. But that's why I love the city. The city does not get as many views, which is okay, but the city's more creative, and I think the modulars people like to see more. But sometimes it is a bit of a trek getting through all the videos, especially since they run my bank account low, and it's a shame because I really want to build some more modulars, and I want to buy road plates, and I want to get that city in good shape, but it's hard to do with the current scheme of things, and I'm a busy guy at the moment. This is an incredible piece here. Seeing this, uh, this meant so much. You could tell there was the actual description was it told a story that the sculptor's parents told him, but he didn't clarify what the story was. So just kind of knowing that it's probably a very deep moment in someone's life was a hard thing to see put into art, but you could tell it meant something. So I really enjoyed that piece specifically. And a lot of here, obviously, in this room, really talk about mental struggle in a way that was different. And that's what I loved about this form of art being Lego is it's not something you'd see anywhere else. And it's an amazing way. It's more like each art form is individual to the person making it, but actually sitting down and placing brick by brick is a really interesting way to express your feeling, and it is definitely going to influence further forward maybe what the Lego room becomes, or maybe not so much the channel, but the Lego room, because it's great to have the city, but it's also like it would be nice to show more expression throughout. This was really cool seeing this room was a lot of recreations of actual art and statues, which is a really clever thing to do. I'm surprised this wasn't advertised more because it was so cool to see this room and like the Mona Lisa here. This is a 1-to-1 scale, which is a crazy achievement, and it looks just so good. I couldn't believe how gorgeous all these pieces looked. I was really impressed with what we got here, and the just amount of detail is absolutely insane. I've actually followed this guy on Instagram. I will leave a link in the description to his Instagram because he is insanely talented. He made all of this, and he's still making all this incredible art that should just be seen more. I think this if it was given a wider platform on the YouTube community, especially, a lot of adult fans of Lego would love this. But I also think it's interesting because kids can be very bored at museums. I know that I'm still growing up now, and I've always given museums a bad rap as being boring and dull. But this is a really interesting way of being an inviting museum for kids and whatever, while still being something personal and artistic. I'd say if anyone uh, gets the chance to go to one of these, I know this one's currently in London for a little bit longer, but I know it does go all around the world. So if you ever get the chance with your kids to go and like see this or any version of this, I definitely recommend it because it's a great way to get them into art if that's what you're into. And even if you're not into it, it's just really good to see like Lego on a form like this. I'm going to my first Lego show this week, and that's really exciting. And I know it won't be like this, but it will be interesting to see more Lego built up in a different way, but people have almost I don't know how to like express themselves in a completely different way rather than an artistic way. being more of a playful way, which is great because that's more what I'm going for, the whole playful thing, the family friendly thing, where we've got, a nice city with storylines and stuff. But all this art has their own storyline underlying through every single one, which is super interesting. I just like all these pieces here, they had paintings next to them, which almost were like suggestions, and it was a really clever way to do things. This one with all the hanging bricks just looked incredible. I like it was I had the urge to just press one of them and make it swing. I knew that'd be horrendous, probably get kicked out, but I didn't end up doing it. Don't worry, but I did really want to. My camera couldn't focus here, which annoyed me. But yeah, just like the look of this with the dress was incredible. This guy probably should put on some more clothes, but he's got some flip flops here. Flip flops looked really cool. I actually wanted to try them on. Not sure what that was. That wasn't recorded very long. I think it's a flag or something. The little tree here. I was thinking about, oh, they do. I think I just showed a cloud, and I was thinking, I'd love to have like four of those clouds I could stick over the Lego City, even though they're massive. Be a really cool thing to have. Maybe I should try making some Lego clouds. Who knows? That could be a cool project for the future. This dog was a bit out of place in the room, but it was still cool. We love a dog. This room was incredible. So the whole thing was just the same little skeletons, like skulls, everywhere. But the neon lights just made the room such an incredible thing to experience. There was this really like ambient music that was calming and peaceful, and I think I found a lot of people stayed in this room for a long time. The next room that you're gonna see is the last room of the exhibit. So a lot of people just came back and just stayed in here for a bit and just rested. I think London's a very busy city, especially people who live there. Uh, Maybe I'm just waffling here, but like a room like this, it was super calming. It was super nice. I was saying that it would be really nice if there was like some kind of live stream thing where they just had this room on 24/7. Be perfect to get to sleep or just relax too after a long day. It was incredible, and the fact that they had all the little schools was a really interesting like way to do it of all the things. This dinosaur skeleton was super cool. Uh, it was completely different to everything else, but I loved it. And yeah, and that was me done, back on the train and back home after a long, exciting day. So yeah, that has been Ballistic Bricks. I hope you guys really enjoyed that video. It's a bit different. I'm not sure if it will go down amazingly well, but I'm really happy you guys stayed through the end and watched the whole thing. I hope you have a fantastic day. Let me know what you want to see on the channel further forward. We're going to keep doing maybe some more stuff like this where we visit places, but also keeping up with the modulars, keeping up with the Lego City. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.